Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, July 12th, 2018, and another absolutely gorgeous day here today. It's crazy that we've had a nice little stretch of nice weather. I wanted to address something today that it's kind of out of people's minds. People aren't thinking about it unless it directly affects them. So I wanted to bring this back up. Now, as everybody knows, last year Puerto Rico was hit with Hurricane Maria and did devastating damage to the island as far as its infrastructure goes. Okay, and still, now here we are in July, of the next year, and hurricane season is ramping back up again. You still have people in Puerto Rico, I think it's almost up to 100,000 people, that still don't have power all these months later. That is absolutely insane, because if that was affecting somebody here in the United States, people would be up in arms, okay, because it's Puerto Rico and it's one of our commonwealths. I think that's why people will be, that one of those out of sight, out of mind type of situations. But they're still American citizens, okay? These are still people that they're part of us. So to me, there's no excuse that a full force effort should not have been put into effect by this point. Hello, babies. I see what Heather did. Yes, I know. Hello. I got the puppies on here again. Come on, Heath.
I'm getting dressed real quick.
All right. So anyhow, they're saying that the loss of power so far is 3.4 billion hours of power. It's the second longest blackout recorded for an area, and since power has been all over the place. So you're talking about a lot of people still being affected. The Army Corps of Engineers was saying that by late May that 95% of the people on the island would have power restored, but they had a small setback in April, and I don't know if anybody really knows this or not. They had another major power outage in April, so it's not a laughing matter, especially if it's something that would affect you directly. But it is a very, very very sad situation that needs to be addressed. It still needs to be brought up and still needs to be talked about, because people are still in need over there. Okay, they're saying that they need a grand total of 6,500 miles of cable to restore total power. So you're talking about a lot of cable that has to be brought in to do that. And the worst part is anything that happens in Puerto Rico has to be shipped there. They have these companies that the telephone poles are shipped in. All the cable has to be shipped in and everything else like that. I know because of the storm, a lot of Puerto Ricans just came over to the United States and said, the heck with it, until things got better over there, they were going to come over here, and stay with friends and relatives over here. I mean, guys, Puerto Ricans are an integral part of our community. They're all, they're everywhere. There's a large Puerto Rican population in Rochester, New York. There's a large Puerto Rican population in Mount Morris, Mount Morris, New York. And so there's a lot of people of Puerto Rican descent all over the country, especially the East Coast, so all the way down into Florida and everything else as well. So this is something that is going to affect these people, and like I said, it needs to be brought up. It's not something that can just be swept under the rug and not something that you want to talk about anymore. It happened way back then, so we'll forget about it. So that's kind of why I'm doing this video today, just to bring it back up again. I did a video a while ago on the subject several months afterwards when nobody was talking about it anymore. It's not newsworthy, if you will, anymore. It's not the latest sensation of something happening, but it's still something that needs to be brought up, because if it happened stateside, people would be losing their minds. And because it's not stateside, it's one of those out of sight, out of mind type of situations. So it's definitely, excuse me, it's definitely a horrible, horrible thing that there's so many people still without power in Puerto Rico. Okay, there's no excuse for it. It should have been taken care of by this point. This is way beyond the time that it should have been restored. So, you know, I mean, I'm sure that, you know, the Army Corps of Engineers, being in the military, ex-military, your guy, you know, the military's hands tied. There's so much paperwork and red tape and just ridiculous amounts of BS that has to, instead of letting the guys just go and do what they got to do. Trust me on that, I know. I remember. We used to goof around when I was in the service, and when everything would get screwed up, which happened a lot, we used to call it the big green weenie. They're getting us with the big green weenie again. You know, so it was just, it's a cluster, you know what. So, but that's what happens, unfortunately. You know, but hopefully, you know, these people, before we get really amped up and another hurricane rolls through there and takes care of things. This is why I don't understand why they're not putting everything underground this time. Everything was screwed. Everything was screwed. So I know it costs more money to put everything underground, and I know that they're getting an aid package. I know that the president signed an aid package for $50 billion over a 6-year period for Puerto Rico. You know, and there's other monies that have gone for disaster relief down there as well. So do it right, and then you don't have to do it again. But then where's the money in that, right? Because then it's like when it happens again, then they can go in and do it all over again, and just, it makes these different companies a whole lot more money. That's why, like, even up here, you know, you got the power lines. Everything should be underground, because if it's underground, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about storms coming in and taking out power and trees being, you know, taken out. Like they just had in our area, they had the tree guys come in. They were all from Syracuse area, and they were hired by the local power company to come in and clear out the power lines because of, you know, power outages and stuff like that. So, you know, if you have everything underground, then you have to deal with those problems. So, you know, but that's just, to me, that just makes so much more sense, you know, just, but, you know, why would common sense mean anything, you know? So anyhow, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I want to hear your feedback, because like I said, I think that this is an issue that should not still be an issue all these months later. I mean, it is ridiculous. We are into July of 2018, and this happened last fall. So there's no reason that these poor people should still be without power. And they are part of us, guys. It's not like, you know, we don't care about them. We should care. We should care about everybody as far as that goes. You know, if you're part of us, then you should be taken care of. So, like I said, I want to get your feedback on that. Okay, so another issue that's going on here at the homestead, that little stray kitten appears to be pregnant. I'm still... Hey! Get out of there! Caesar! Caesar! Hold on, guys. No! Get out of there! Get out of there! Put it down. No! Get out of there. Go. Get out of here. Bad boy. Bad boy.
Getting dressed.
Huh?
Getting dressed.
I'm going to give you getting dressed. Okay. Yeah, I know. Bad puppies. Getting into stuff that they shouldn't get into because Heather's not out watching them. Don't give me that look, girl. Alright. Now, Caesar. Right here. Good boy. Good boy. Alright. Alright, guys. I apologize for the interruption. Being a father is a lot of responsibility. When you have two-legged responsibilities and four-legged responsibilities. Have a seat, Heather. So now here's something we got to talk about, guys. And since Heather's right here, we can address this very important issue. We got her final report card for the fourth quarter of this last year. And I had told her I thought that if she had applied herself a little harder in chemistry, she could have got a little bit higher grade. Her final grade for the fourth quarter in chemistry was 107. I think she could have really got 108 if she really tried hard. I am being completely sarcastic. I saw that grade and I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. She ended up with 103 in math.
Yeah.
Pre-calculus. 103 was her fourth quarter grade in pre-calculus. Her overall GPA for the fourth quarter of last year was 98.09. And for the year, her GPA for the year, I'm going to brag on my daughter a little bit just so you guys know. Her GPA for the year was 97.35 for the whole year. So I gotta say I got a little smart cookie for a daughter.
With 3 AP classes.
With 3 AP classes as a junior, where most people took 2 AP courses. So she's taking a whole bunch here coming up on her senior year, which starts in September, and pretty excited. Then off to college. Yeah, they're okay. But I gotta say, I am a very, very proud father. My daughter, I will brag on her all the time, and she knows that. So, but yeah, she's going places. She wants to be a forensic pathologist.
I don't know about that anymore.
Oh no?
No. I want to major in biochemistry.
Okay. Okay, germ biochemistry then. Well, it had been forensic pathologist for like the last 3 years, but things are always subject to change.
I don't think I have time for 11 years of schooling for that, though.
It is a lot of schooling.
I don't really want to go on a pre-med track. I'm not interested in the medical field that much.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. He wanted me to be a nurse forever, and I was like, no.
I tried to steer her into going out of high school and getting her 4-year degree as a nurse, and she was like, Dad, I don't want to be a nurse. And I was like, you could be a nurse manager at 22 years old. So, but she didn't want that, so, and I said, I kind of had to relent and back off and not be pushy, because it has to be her decision what she wants to do with her life. So I support whatever she wants to do. So anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to jump off here. We're flapping away and got off track, but I definitely want to hear your feedback about Puerto Rico. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD, it's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, guys, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself, okay? I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1 and
Heather.
Out for now. I'll see you later.
And puppies. But there's
And
somewhere
puppies.
else.
Puppies.